You think people would be drowning their sorrows in times like this? Well, I guess it's Monday. What if this oil crisis drags on? I guess they're lined up outside the petrol stations.
Mm-hmm.
A weekend driving ban.
Yeah.
How about a refill?
Somewhere between the sky and the sea, on a flight bound for destiny. All executives, Norwegians and dreams. A young engineer lost in his schemes. Eagerly with vision so bright, caught in the sunrise, lost in the light. Between the British Isles and Norway shore, he dreams of home and so much more. From the North Sea steps to the city lights, he dreams of change and endless nights. As the plane descends towards Oslo's embrace, he ponders his future, his heart's true place. In a world of oil, of dreams and schemes, to find his path in the land of dreams. Oh, Angelina, with a heart so bold, in the land of fjords where stories unfold.
Sal. Sal ser hon standa, solfjari. Nåder harfadur, faleider droppar. Innofjora. Sals undin saler. Orma. Ryggen.
Christ, what's up with her?
Oh no.
Wait, I recognize that face. It is Ingeborg Köber.
Who?
Do you remember that psychic medium?
No, I don't know.
I mean, she killed her father back in the 30s.
She killed her father?
Or not exactly killed him. I mean, she foretold her father's death, and then he died.
Okay, so did she kill him or did she not kill him?
It was all in the newspapers, but they couldn't actually prove it.
Oh.
Excuse me, sir. Mind if I have a seat?
Not at all, madam. Alldeles för med.
Thank you, Mr. Gerhardsen.
Ingen.
It's been ages. You look great. And a mörka traver, even at 76. I'm impressed.
If I'm to keep up with the youngsters in the party, I have to stay in shape.
Still can't let go of the politics, can you?
You know me, Ingeborg. I'll be working for the Labour Party even for my grave.
I believe you.
So what brings you into town?
Actually, we're doing a recital this evening. You should come. It's just something I published last year.
The one about Yggdrasil.
You've read Gudstun
It's a magnificent poem. Learn the sagas, myths and poems, because in poems, myths and sagas, you can fumble to the roots of the great old ancient tree.
I'm glad to see you have time for more than politics these days, I know. It warms my heart.
How does it continue?
Whose roots go deep throughout our kin, whose nerve ends go straight down in time, whose branches reach across the world.
Vinter og snö, en skiløper suser av
Betty, stop chirping. I need to listen to what those assholes are talking about.
You're too harsh on them, Sophie Hugen. Always thinking too much. Some say that America brought freedom and prosperity to these lands.
America brought freedom. Have you heard about Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Korea, or Vietnam?
Of course I have. We share information all the time, don't we? The difference is I tend to focus on the positive side of things and you always think the worst of everyone.
America oppresses, not just in the past, but also in the present. The coup in Chile, the unconditional support of Israel.
You don't have to remind me. I remember everything. But Sophie, sweetie, right now we are Pan Am girls.
The king taking the tram. Isn't that the most Norwegian thing you've ever seen?
This oil crisis. It's like we're all in the same boat again, like we were during the war. Norwegians of all classes and political stripes, striving together for a common goal.
It does have its charm.
The unity in the face of hardship, which forged us for the tasks of post-war reconstruction.
And the results have been beyond anyone's wildest dreams, have they not? I'll give your party some credit for that, I know.
Yes. Sometimes, though, I wonder if we haven't been too successful in improving the lives of Norwegians.
What makes you say that?
Ain't that a magnificent sunrise? And what a miracle it is to be flying so high in the sky. You know, being on an airplane makes me feel even closer to God.
I hope we can see the oil platforms from up here. Shouldn't we pass Ekofisk soon?
Nah, I reckon we're going too far south. You eager to get back to work, are you, son?
Oh yes, Gordon. But first, There's Christmas.
Ja.
Can already savor the salty juiciness of Mom's classic pinnakjøtt and kohlrabi-stappa.
Kohlrabi. What?
Kohlrabi-stappa.
I bet it can't beat the T-bones at Sonny Luke's steakhouse on Main Street, Houston. I hope your Viking women know how to make a proper steak.
I'm actually thinking of opening up a pølsebod, you know? Little shed where I can sell sausages. Only if this oil adventure doesn't go well. You know, even when Kong Olav is saying, leave your car at home and take the public transport. Who knows if we even need oil?
Hold your horses, cowboy.
But this international crisis is really bad timing. I just finished my training in Houston. And I come home to a country full of communists and hippies.
You got it all wrong. Never mind those hash-smoking hippie oil skeptics. No, this Yom Kippur embargo is a gift sent from God.
You see, son, before the OPEC embargo, the competition was too high and the prices too low. The entire business was about to implode. Now, with prices going through the roof, the future of oil is looking brighter than ever.
May the conflict with the Arabs go on forever.
Right. In the meeting today was an Arab. Al something.
Yes, Farouk Al-Qasim, an Iraqi working for the Norwegian Petroleum Directorate. Beware of that man. He's bad news.
Oh, we're actually early.
I still don't get why you insisted on public transportation on a day like this, Arve. This is worse than Siberia.
It will go against every fiber of my being to drive a car when we have a national dugnad to save fuel.
Yeah, I forgot. The Dugnad, more sacred than Christmas and Easter combined.
Especially to us in the Labour Party.
Of course. I will freeze in solidarity. After 5 years of being in this country, I still can get used to this punishing cold.
Well, I guess a small bump in temperature would be nice. Maybe a degree or two. But then again, we have a saying in this country.
Ja. Det finnes ikke dårlig vær, bare dårlig klær. You never tire of saying so. but I'm not packing myself in sheepskin, Arthur.
It's so fresh. We'll be cool-headed before the meeting. You know, it's gonna be Wild West with these Americans.
The Americans, right. Every country that becomes a large producer of oil, especially a country like Norway, with such a limited economy, it becomes such a dominating force. Devastating even, affecting the whole social structure. It will awaken greed.
Which is why the state must become involved at all levels of production and contribute to a coordination of Norwegian interests in the petroleum industry.
And at the same time, it diminishes other means of production, and this leads to complete dependency on the continued production of oil. If the oil prices sink, the country goes down with it.
But we will keep control, Farouk. Besides, you know how to deal with these reckless private interests.
Carpets, oil, don't worry. In a bargaining situation, an Iraqi always comes out on top.
Gentlemen, enough with the politics.
Easy on the boost this time, Jonathan. We have some decisive meetings to attend. Remember, you're playing with the big boys now. I'll need you sharp as a razor.
Yes, Mr. Göring. It will certainly be considered. In our inner circles, we call him Herman. Betty, why don't you pour us a glass of the best bourbon you have on this admirable flying machine?
I certainly can.
Please, sweetheart, I'll only have a coffee. Black, crude as oil. But boys, leisure aside, Farouk Al-Qasim is a real problem.
Why is he a problem to us? Hasn't he embraced our American way of life?
Al ain't our pal. He's a snake charmer in a suit and tie.
Before coming to Norway, he worked for the IPC, the Iraq Petroleum Company, which was owned by some of the biggest players in the business. Shell, BP, Total, ExxonMobil.
And it all went to shit last year. The Iraqis hijacked the entire operation. Just like that, they kicked all the Western companies out, and not giving a rat's ass that it was us folks who discovered the juice.
And built the infrastructure to get the oil out of the ground. The Socialist Ba'ath Party government nationalized the IPC, cutting us off completely.
Do you think Al Kassim tried to do something similar here in Norway?
All I know is that he's been instrumental in shaping the Norwegian model, which could make life a lot more difficult for us. A little while ago, the Norwegian Parliament put together a statement of principles designed to limit our profit margins. The 10 oil commandments, they called it.
I wipe my ass with the 10 commandments.
Hey now, no blasphemy up here. Remember, the Lord is on our side. We answer only to Him.
And to our shareholders.
Miss Moonen, the gentlemen in the first class are planning to perforate our land like a Swiss cheese and try it out. Let me do what we're here for. Oh, there you are, Uden. Stop with your male gaze. We're working.
Flashing eye. Miss Hugin is busy gathering information about the passengers in first class.
Lord of the Hanged, let me tell you quickly what is happening out here. There are a group of American oil executives having a meeting here in Oslo. And one of them is Gordon D. Goering.
Quite an interesting name, don't you think? He's the managing director of Phillips Petroleum in Norway.
The other one is Jonathan Murphy, ridiculously dressed and drunk.
Third guy is Egil Lima, formerly a pølsemaker, now an oil rig operator trainee, also with Phillips Petroleum.
He was there on Ocean Viking when they found Ekofisk.
And the purpose of their meeting is to get the Norwegian authorities to grant them more drilling concessions.
Signing away the future of Norway to multinational companies. Yes, God of the prisoners and teachers of gods, I think the country is in danger.
But the danger is not only American greed.
No, it is Norwegian greed and human greed. There's greed in this plane above, the earth below, and deep down underground.
Yes, mighty one, Lord of battle. Judging from memory, I would advise.
We would advise, O victorious one, judging from thought. Father Uden, you should have a word with them all.
Anyway, the 8th commandment says that a state-owned oil company shall be established to safeguard the state's commercial interests. And this leads us to another character that we'll be meeting with today. Mr. Arvid Johnson, the freshly minted CEO of Statoil.
Yes, yes. I've seen him on TV. He seems like a nice enough guy, doesn't he?
Well, I've done a bit of background checking. And guess what? It turns out Mr. Johnson is yet another sheep in wolf's clothing.
Really?
Yeah, he may walk, talk, and dress like an oil executive, but inside his tailored suit beats a heart as red as Lenin's. That's right, son. The CEO of Statoil is a member of the Norwegian Labour Party. Do you see what we're up against? An unholy alliance between Arabs and communists.
Now, I'm no expert on politics, but Arbeiderpartiet aren't exactly communists.
The young man is right. Although the Norwegian Labour Party was a member of Communist International in 1919, it has long stood itself for democratic principles. In fact, for the past 25 years, the leaders have waged a fierce campaign against their former comrades in the Norwegian Communist Party.
Lady, pour me another one, will you?
Oh no, not him. Anders Lange. Don't look. Maybe he won't notice us.
Oh dear.
First he has the nerve to leave me. Then he's trying to tell me off. These foreigners.
Good morning to you too, Lange.
This is as tight as a can of Stavanger sardines in here. My hard-earned tax money paid for this. I'm not supposed to even have a seat. You expect me to stand? Finally, some respect. Boo-hoo. We don't like smokers now? What a bunch of snowflakes. I thought this was a free country.
It certainly is. So if you hate public transportation so much, why do we have the pleasure of your company?
I'll admit that I prefer to drive my car, but as the voice of the people, I need to mix with the common folks. It's important that they see me as one of them, and not a member of the Labour Party elite with their despicable camaraderie.
I am a man of the people.
Anyhow, have you seen any press? I was told that there should be some photographers on this tram.
In my 17 years as Prime Minister, I walk to the office every single day. And you want a medal for taking the subway once to get your face in the paper?
Vi ankommer Valkyrie station.
Did you hear that? Valkyrie! V-A-L-K-Y-R-I-E. It's called Valkyrie's Plass. If you're gonna steal our jobs, at least do us the courtesy of learning our language. Fremmedarbeidere. I wouldn't get too comfortable if I were them.
And why is that?
Things will change in this country when we get into power.
Your joke party with 4 mandates after the last election?
Yes, Anders Lange's party for strong reduction in taxes, duties and public intervention.
If anything, you would lead this country right down the drain.
Italians, Spaniards, Greeks, the whole lot. They will on the first boat out of here when I'm in charge. Not to mention the Muslims who brought us into this oil crisis in the first place. Thankfully, with the beautiful new Norwegian oil fields, we'll soon be able to cover our own fossil fuel needs.
There is more than enough room in this country, Mr. Lange. Besides, everyone should be welcome in our welfare state. Except you, perhaps.
Now what?
Train should have been here by now.
Don't worry, we got time.
I'm not worried. Thanks to the OPEC embargo, we got a very strong hand in this meeting. Now more than ever, the possibility of a reliable oil supply outside the Arab states will be impossible to resist.
Iran got $17.40 a barrel at the latest auction. With prices like this, offshore drilling will finally become profitable.
Financial Times estimated the price at $10 a barrel.
Still, it's enough to defend further investments in production.
Did you hear Mr. Dunn from Phillips Petroleum at the conference in Bergen?
Ah, yes. Phillips Petroleum is stating the North Sea as the most promising area for oil exploration.
Well, I think Mr. Dunn is understating their hopes for upcoming exploration drillings.
So what do you think about this? We make the Americans feel at ease. Maybe you serve them a bourbon or two?
Like you tricked the Danish foreign minister into signing away the Ekofisk field back in '63.
Hey, it wasn't my fault that the man couldn't hold his liquor.
The most expensive bar tab in history.
Fine, we'll skip the booze.
Well, the American companies are still unhappy about Statoil and our 10 Commandments. And they won't let you forget it. They want their profit without too much interference. We have to ensure that the petroleum resources benefit the Norwegian society as a whole. Governments tend to think in terms of 4 years. We need to think in terms of generations.
Yes, they're unhappy. But after Ekofisk, they know that this is the place to be, even if they have to share the profit.
And that's good, because right now, we need their technology and expertise.
So we bring them in, we watch and learn until we are ready to take over the entire operation ourselves.
Give a man a fish, and you will feed it for 1 day. with Ekofisk on Norwegian hands will feed this country for a lifetime.
Thank you, darling. Where are you from?
Florida? I'm actually not from Florida. I'm from Asgard.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Please fasten your seatbelts. We are about to land at Fornebu, Oslo's airport. The weather is cold, 1 degree Celsius. I can imagine it's the perfect skiing conditions, so make sure to dress properly before disembarking. I hope you have enjoyed your flight with us, and hope to see you on your next flight with Pan Am.
This commie bullshit makes me sick to my stomach.
Oh, you're obviously drunk. I suggest you walk into town from the airport. Sober up before we start our working day.
Yes. Would be very nice with a pylsa. Jävla Arbeiderpartiet.
I thought I had lost my ability. Oh my. Communicating again with the departed. Ugh. My frequencies, they are static. Oh, so much public ridicule. False accusations.
I was deserted, shrouded in loneliness. All the others were we, but not me.
Who are you? There is something familiar. A little crudeness in their voice. I don't recognize. The size, it seems off. And the location. I'm sensing water. Obviously. Oh no. I feel like I'm drowning.
Why did they betray us like this? Smearing our names, ruining our legacies. This is an afterlife in shame.
Come on now, I haven't got all day.
Going down again. Are we Mr. Lange?
Oh, shut up, will you?
Will you be going to stand, sealed, or rocks?
Please, I had a terrible day. Just seeing that merry-go smugness in Einar's face. Imagine I had to stumble upon Gerhardsen in that god-awful train.
I see. All the way down into the abyss of the ancient remains. Down. Ding, 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 ding. Fair warning. It will not be pleased to see you.
Not pleased to see me. Politics takes time. Of all living things on this planet, it should know.
It will be arriving shortly, Mr. Lange. Oh, great and beloved world eater! Ouroboros feast of ancient times. Son of Loki, the giantess Angerboda, brother of the great wolf Fenrik and Hel, queen of the dead, never-ending Midgard serpent, greatest adversary of Thor and Odin. Dear Almighty Jormungandr, Anders Lange is here to see you.
You're far in the deep, aren't you?
Chained, pumping day after day, night after night.
Where?
I'm in the field.
Field? Where?
Lost in the Norwegian Sea were the rest of them. Those who dared to raise their umbrellas like a rapier for the sake of puncturing male chauvinists on a daily stroll. And I am in the vicious process of being run dry for the sake of capital.
You're a living oil rig, are you? Huh? A living oil rig?
Ding, ding.
And you are Åsta Hansten.
Yeoman, I just wanted to inform you that we have a crisis on our hands. These damn oil sheiks are cutting us off. And you promised me.
Darling, relax. I know all about it. Have a little something to drink. All in due I've been crawling in this maze around the earth for ages, sucking and sticking that crudest of oil, well, since forever. Almost every nook of oil inside this planet I've consumed. And what a delight.
That's a great little fairy tale, but what good does that do me?
It should have stayed contained within me.
But we made a deal.
The rudeness. Anders Lange. There's a limit to your black blood sucking, sticking your straws into my flesh all over the world.
For 6 years I've been your friend and lover, trying to figure this out for the benefit of both of us. But now I want my peace, okay? You promised me a very big, juicy piece. Proper oil riches for Anna Lange's party for a strong reduction in taxes, duties and public intervention.
Darling, what this oil crisis shows is you've made yourselves dependent on something you were not meant to be dependent on in the first place. I have no clue as to why I am perceived as the great beast in the grand scheme of things. You are the beastly ones. You have no business with me, yet still you keep poking your straws.
But I've never been given the opportunity to properly poke. Who are the strings you're supposed to pull for my party?
Who? Me? The growth will benefit everyone.
Well, I have needs as well, don't I? When a certain fine American oil digger showed up in Titusville, Pennsylvania, in 1859 and poked into my heart, I couldn't resist. How could I?
For goodness sake.
Do I spot an itsy bitsy bit of jealousy there on the Schlange? Just so you know, there's only a certain kind of man I'll let poke me.
Long time no see, Mrs. Kebba.
Yeah.
You may notice I've grown a bit. Your state-run industry has truly fired me up, turned me into a platform.
Weren't you always, Osta?
Don't try to flatter me. Can you imagine a worse insult? They believe that the oil can honor my name?
But being in the midst of all these Norse gods.
You mean Frigg and Balder?
Oh, yeah. And Thor, the son of Odin himself.
They should be honored to be in my company. Statoil must have become bored of the Norse gods and wanted something with a bit more spice, a bit more tang. A strong feminist to master patriarchal rape of the earth.
See, your temper's still there, isn't it? But Osta, you must at least be very pleased to see the progress of your movement. You paved the way.
Would you like a piece of advice? Don't get too complacent, or the hard-won victories will be reversed one by one. I am speaking to you from the future, Ingeborg.
From the future? I've only communicated with spirits from the past and the present. And now the future. What year are you in?
Beware of this black gold, Mrs. Kebba. Oh. The crisis you're experiencing now is merely the first in a series of trials you will face due to your thirst for oil.
I've wanted you to suck on me for a long time, Anders Schlange. It's just these social democrats getting in our way. They've started to drain my precious insides already. And what do I get? Solidarity. So overrated. You know, Ragnarok is already set in motion, my dear. See how bright the skies are becoming. Soon the moon will disappear and the world will be set ablaze.
Wipe your jowls. Shush yourself up a bit. The waiter will see.
Be quiet. I'm not well. I want to sleep.
You're tired.
Yeah, just want to sleep.
You're tired. You want to sleep. Well, I'm dead. And I'm hungry. And I'm parched. I haven't had a drink in aeons.
Please leave. You're taking up too much space. Okay. Your umbrella is prodding on my inside. Aggravating my ulcers. It hurts.
Let's eat and drink. It'll calm your stomach.
I have no appetite.
We'll feast on the cadavers of men. In swelling rage, spritz the blood about. 3 times they killed me. 3 times they burned me. I'm still alive, and I want to eat.
What's wrong with you?
Relax. It's only a stanza from Volusbo. I keep forgetting you're illiterate.
Please leave me.
This is delicious, Yeoman. I feel so invigorated.
I'm glad you like it. But don't argue with me, sweet Anders Langa. I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you suck as much as you want. Your nation will think you are living within a social democracy. But you will be a people only concerned with yourselves. Socialist, conservative, Nazi, it doesn't really matter. You will have so much money shoved down your throat that politics won't really make any sense. You will all just be comfortable. And you will pretend. But you won't really let anybody else in.
This is too far, Yeoman.
I've gone too far. The borders will be closed. And you, Anders, should be pleased with your own private little Asgard. Besides, I know where Thor and Odin stand. I know who they've been trying to grease up and influence. Gerhardsson, Bratteli, Borten. Also noble. So clever. Setting up pretty boy Balder as their first oil sucker. They want to get rid of me. The fools. Always so selfish. I've been doing a job that nobody else has wanted. And now everybody wants to be an oil sucker. Well, have at it. Leeches, you are. And really, you're just going to burn it all for the sake of transportation.
This is wonderful.
I've given you a special squeeze from my black heart. Just for you.
What?
I do want a little something in return, though.
No, I mean, I didn't want to drink your heart juice.
I want your political party, Anders.
Yeoman.
Am I not to be cherished, worshipped, respected? I'll let you be the judge of that, my dear Anders Lange. No, what am I saying? I am actually making myself the judge of that by claiming your body.
My body?
Excuse me, waiter. Oh,
What can I get you?
could we please have the meatball and gravy, sir?
The kitchen doesn't open until noon.
God damn it!
Hey, none of that crazy language in here. I can get you some flatbread and margarine.
Oh, we'd like that. Thank you very much, sir.
But I don't want any of that crazy business in here, alright?
And a Genèvre.
And a Geneva, please.
Excuse me? You can't bring your own food in here.